Hello, everybody. Hey, we missed a couple of shows, but we're back, ready to go. I was on vacation. Also, there was the RNC um, thing going on, so we didn't want to interrupt that. We didn't want to pull any people away from the convention, so we decided to cancel it. We had a my vacation over in Montana to just see my mom and my family over there. I actually got the shirt on. Bought a shirt over there to kind of commemorate the visit. Uh, you know the drill here. We got to do some, while you're getting your comments ready, we like to post some kind of video, a couple of minutes, because like I've said before, your comments are very important to the program. We kind of feed off of them. We work off of them. We get your suggestions on what to do. And what we're going to be covering probably for the next hour is the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, Kamala, a few different things. And Joe Dan has some great videos to show. But here's one video that he came up with. So get those comments ready.
News alert. A Secret Service counter sniper is predicting another assassination attempt before November. In an email obtained by Real Clear Politics, a Secret Service agent with 20 years experience on the counter sniper team is announcing he's going to blow the whistle until all of his supervisors are fired. The counter sniper says his mission is to prevent another JFK-style assassination. And the only reason that hasn't happened is because they've gotten lucky. He says Secret Service leadership is corrupt and states clearly, quote, "We all should expect another assassination attempt to happen before November. We've exposed our inability to protect our leaders due to our leadership." After this email went public, it was wiped off the Secret Service servers. There's a massive cover-up underway, and it spilled over into Congress. After Cheadle resigned in disgrace, her number two got promoted and testified today that the Secret Service screwed up, but the local police, it was really all their fault.
30 seconds, if it's communicated directly to a counter sniper team, would that be enough time to react prior to the firing of those shots?
Senator, if we'd had that information, they would have been able to address it more quickly. It appears that that information was stuck or siloed in that state and local channel.
Were explicit instructions provided to cover the roof of the AGR building and locals just not follow it, or were those explicit instructions not provided?
It's my understanding what was communicated is that the locals had a plan and that they had been there before. We are looking at this, and they should have been on that roof. And the fact that they were in the building is something that I'm still trying to understand.
The Secret Service set the perimeter, established communications, didn't fly a drone, didn't put a counter sniper on the roof, and never even showed up to brief the locals. The local SWAT commander said Secret Service never told them to man that roof.
The accusation that somehow we were told that to be on the roof line, for instance.
Wow. Okay. This is a good time to bring Joe Dan in. I'm going to take this down. He's got a lot to say about this, as do I. Unexcusable is the one word that keeps coming to mind. Could have been a disaster. Joe Dan Gorman, how you doing, buddy? Can you hear me? Joe Dan can't hear me. Check, 1, 2. Can you hear me, Joe Dan? Can you hear me, Joe Dan? He's not there yet. He's trying to find out how he can be heard. Your mic is off, I think. Anyway, I'm not sure what's going on. But anyway, it's good to see everybody here. We've got a lot of people over on Rumble coming in. We got Miss Nancy Rice. I don't know if he's muted or what. He's going to come back in. Anyway, we got Knock My Socks Off. We got Joe, Deplorable Dissident. We've got quite a few. And over on the StreamYard chat, we have Fancy, and we have, see who else we got here. We got Squicky Says, we've got None Your Business, and I thought I saw Simon here earlier. Did Simon take off on me? I think he did. He was here. I don't see him now. But anyway, as soon as Joe Dane comes back in, we've got quite a few videos to show. I have some cartoons that before I went on vacation, we were going to do a show, but the convention was going on, so we couldn't. We decided to cancel it, and then I was going on vacation the next week. So anyway, let me try. Joe Dan looks like he's back in the room, and try to bring him on. Are you here, Joe Dan?
I think so.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
What'd you say? Yeah. How's everybody doing? Yeah, you know that Secret Service stuff. We cannot let them forget about that. This is 1,000% a cover up. 1,000%. Then you had more video that came out today, where you could see the guy running along the roof line.
Oh. You got that video too, don't you?
Yeah, but I thought we want to look at cartoons first.
No, we'll do cartoons. It is called Cartoons Etc. So I guess we should probably.
Yeah, and I'll get that other video up because there's a lot. See, that's the thing now. They can't hide this like they did in 1963 because everybody's got freaking cameras.
Yeah.
And there are so many views coming out.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is going to go back a couple of weeks, so I'm not sure the date of this one. So I'll just breeze through these as soon as I can pull them up.
Breeze through them.
Breeze through them, and then I have some older cartoons too to show, so we can show some of those.
Man, I'll tell you what. Did you see Trump today? That was hilarious. He was interviewed. I guess took the questions from the black journalists.
That was good. I watched that.
That ABC chick. Oh my God! I happen to have a clip of that. You know, we'll check that out.
Oh, good. What a hostile woman. Jeez.
Nasty.
Yeah, you don't have to. You can ask those questions without being. But she's got to show all her friends and all your cocktail party people just how mean and nasty she is to the orange man.
Well, she showed them.
Yep. This is I don't know if anybody said. I think this was a sneak peek, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
we got some house cleaning to do. We got some, and that's why they're so freaked out. They know this time we're coming. Trump ain't Speaker Johnson. Trump ain't going to sit there and talk about accountability.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
I tell you what, that Montana does messed up everything.
It messed up my whole computer because I have them all lined up like I always do. And there we go. I see it now.
Now we're Cartoons Etc. minus the cartoon, so we're just Etc. Welcome to Etc.
So share screen. Let's go. Let's go here. We go here. Go here. There we go. Okay. We're right back where we started. Now I can click through these. This one, I did a cartoon for alphanews.org every Sunday, and he wanted something about Trump and Biden and going into Minnesota.
The rearview mirror, that's great. Did you hear that quote from that Minnesota governor? I saw that, and I'm like, oh my gosh. He says, so one person's socialism is another person's just being neighborly.
Yeah, that was Waltz. That was Governor Waltz of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you.
Stalin was very neighborly.
Yeah, he was very neighborly. 80 million people or how many people did he murder of his own people? But 20 some million. And then Mao was really extremely neighborly. He killed 80 million or 100 million people.
Well, what are neighbors for? Yeah.
Right. This one was about all the things that are coming back to haunt the Democrats, like the Russia hoax, lawfare, dangerous rhetoric, the Hunter laptop, all the lies that are starting to accumulate on these people, uh, men and women's sports, transfer kids, maybe more like trans surgery for kids, Bidenomics, gaslighting. Anyway, this cartoon came out, I think, the next day after he announced that J.D. Vance was going to be his running
Yeah,
mate.
it was. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, you got JD a little fat there.
Yeah, I kind of
He
puffed
needs
him up a
to
little
cut
bit.
back on the carbs.
Well, I didn't realize he had lost that much weight until I saw the convention.
Well, he was hiding behind the beard.
Yeah, right.
Well,
So
but we got Nunion here and Simon from Australia.
there's Simon, I guess.
Yeah, and Fancy and Squicky. I love Squicky.
That's cool.
Let's see who else we got in here. We got Nancy, knock my socks off. Hang on.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, Miss Nancy Rice, Nana Vicky. Well, we're glad everybody's here.
South Carolina. Where's South Carolina girl?
We need to put out an APB for South Carolina girl.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's go to the next cartoon.
Boom.
And I felt, spiritually motivated to do this, in other words. So I just felt like it was an act of God for the country, that he was protected, I feel like. And I know that people have mentioned, well, what about Corey, the firefighter that was killed protecting his family? And the only thing I can come up with that is that we don't understand God's ways. We don't understand every aspect of why he does and doesn't do certain things. But for the sake of the country, I'm glad that there was divine intervention in this, and we pray for Corey's family.
And there was totally divine intervention. And then there's that one, the Romans verse that that's based on one of our friends, And We Know, that show, And We Know. There's LT over there.
Mm.
But I can't remember, like all things. I'm terrible at trying to remember scripture, but it's like God uses all things for the good of those who love him. That's the poor man's version.
Yeah, and his ways aren't our ways, so we don't always understand why he does certain things when he does it.
No.
I'm not going to try to get into God's head. My brain would blow up.
Yeah.
It does that sometimes when Steve Bannon's talking. So just think of what happened to God.
Yeah, and that minute that Trump got shot,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm telling you what, my heart dropped.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I saw Trump go down, and that instant, I started praying as hard as I've ever prayed in my life, and everybody's telling me they were doing the same thing. So it was like there was probably like a tsunami of prayers that hit heaven at one time. I wonder if heaven can ever have earthquakes. They probably, if they could, that would have been a prayer earthquake.
My brother, I was talking to my mom over the phone, and my brother kept trying to call me. Usually he doesn't do that. If I don't answer, he'll wait because he figures I'm on the phone. But he kept trying to call me, and I got off the phone with my mother, and I saw his text message. All it said was Trump was shot. So I instantly turned on the TV. I thought maybe it was fatal. I didn't have any way of knowing. He didn't. He could have said Trump was shot, but he's okay. But he didn't do that. So
well, and then the adrenaline right after it happened. He came up there pumping his fist. It's like, I hope that just wasn't adrenaline. I hope he's okay.
Right. I saw the same thing.
But I mean, you look back over the 8 years of him getting just hammered by the full force of the federal government, the full force of the global media, and all the indictments, the slandering him and his family, all this stuff over and over. And then they try to kill him and miss, and he keeps getting stronger.
Yep.
He keeps getting stronger. That's because God's got his back.
Yeah.
God Almighty's got Trump's back.
Yeah, and it's helping to propel. Excuse my voice. it's helping to propel him a little further. I woke a lot of people up, I think. Don't you?
Oh, well, the one thing I think about this thing is seeing that happen. None of us were surprised.
No.
Nobody was surprised. It did not increase our resolve. It strengthened our resolve. It hardened our resolve. You know, the only thing it increased is the number of people who share our resolve now. I mean, people are like, what the heck? And then now they're seeing the Secret Service and yet the fact that nobody's been fired. Nobody's been fired.
No, nobody's been fired.
And they're like, well, who was in charge? They won't tell you who's in charge. Well, how many agents were there? Well, we're not going to tell you that.
Well, you have a video about that with.
Which one? Oh, well, we've got.
Well, the interview. It's a Max Evans.
Oh yeah. Hang on, let me get that up on there. Yeah, Max does those really good videos.
Yeah. And he had I had a mind blank on the senator that was.
Yeah, Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley.
Yeah,
and there was actually, and you know, we know that the Senate's not going to do anything, but the whole point of this that we can glean from it and use as a positive is what it's exposing. And the fact that they won't answer a basic question. And this new Secret Service guy, he was the assistant under that lunatic when they deleted all the January 6th text messages.
But here's the thing. He was probably more responsible than she was because he's an underling, and he was probably more responsible in making sure that everything was carried out right. So he should be firing somebody.
Yeah, and then Ted Cruz did a good job questioning him too.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, who makes the decisions? Well, it's not necessarily a decision. It's a conversation.
Oh.
That I would have jumped over the thing at him. I'd have gotten him.
You got that? Let's play that video, and I'll go back to the cartoon.
Okay, Max Evans on too.
Yeah.
American is dead, that other Americans were critically wounded. Isn't that enough mission failure for you to say that the person who decided that building should not be in the security perimeter probably ought to be stepped down?
Senator, I think you're using the word decided, and I think we need to allow the investigation play out to include.
Who did make the decision then? If it wasn't the lead site agent, who made the decision not to put that in the security perimeter?
Senator, you're zeroing in on one particular agent.
Sure. My question is, why don't you relieve everybody of duty who made bad judgment? So yeah, you're right. I am zeroing in on somebody. I'm trying to find somebody who's accountable here. You're telling me that the person who made the decision not to include this in the perimeter has not been relieved of duty. What about the person who's in charge of the interoperability of radio frequencies between local law enforcement and Secret Service? Has that person been relieved of duty?
No, Senator, because interoperability is a challenge, is a greater challenge than just one person.
As the person who made the decision to send Donald Trump on the stage knowing that you had a security situation, has that person been relieved of duty?
No, sir, they haven't.
Has the person who decided not to pull the former president off of stage when you knew that, in your words, the locals were working a serious security situation, has that person been relieved of duty?
No, sir. Again, I refer you back to my original answer that we are investigating this through a mission assurance. And as opposed to zeroing in on one,
what more do you need to investigate to know
exactly what the decision-making process was? What more do you need to investigate
to know that there were critical enough failures that some individuals ought to be held accountable? I mean, what more do you need to know?
What I need to know is exactly what happened, and I cannot.
A lot of people didn't do their jobs.
I cannot put my thumb on the scale. Otherwise,
what do you mean put your thumb on the scale?
You're asking me, Senator, to completely make a rush to judgment about somebody failing.
Is it not prima facie that somebody has failed? A former president was shot.
Sir, this could have been our Texas school book depository. I have lost sleep over that for the last 17 days,
then
just like you have.
Somebody to
and I will
hold
tell
them
you,
accountable.
Senator, I will tell you, Senator, that I will not rush to judgment, and I will do so with integrity and not rush to judgment and put people unfairly persecuted.
Unfairly persecuted?
Unfairly, sir. We have to be able to have a proper investigation into this, Senator.
I don't really care that much about your protocols. I think if your protocols don't provide for the fact that when a former president is shot, when an American is killed when other rally goers, innocent people who just showed up on the day, when they are shot at and critically wounded, if that isn't a protocol violation prima facie, you should revise your protocols. So you never denied any resources to former President Trump's team?
No, not me, not me, not me, not me, not me.
Well, whistleblowers tell me that, in fact, law enforcement were stationed to be on that roof and that law enforcement abandoned their post because it was too hot. Is that accurate?
I do not know that to be a fact.
Well, can I ask you why you don't know that?
Again, Senator, we are looking at this, and they should have been on that roof.
I just want to express my frustration, Director, that 17 days or whatever it's been, that whistleblowers are telling us more than you are, and you don't know, you haven't ascertained if there was supposed to be law enforcement on the roof. In fact, I'm also told that local law enforcement suppliers offered the Secret Service drones, and you declined them. Is that true?
I've been very transparent and forthcoming.
Your agency has not been transparent and forthcoming, so please, let's not go there.
I have been forthcoming, sir.
That remains to be seen. You've been on the job a few days. So far, you've fired nobody.
Yeah.
Did you see how that guy started just yelling at the senator?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw that
Agencies,
part.
Congress has lost control of the agencies. And we
Yeah.
called this back in 2014 that Congress works for them.
Right.
You
They
tell
used to
him,
come
I'm
humbly.
not going to do this.
They used to come humbly to the Senate hearings and to the congressional hearings. They used to come with respect. Now they're so bold and they're so arrogant that they
They're
don't
communists. They're
And they're
freaking communists. We got to yank them out by the roots.
bureaucrats. This is the bureaucrat disease is what's happened to these people. Anyway, moving along, we'll go to the next cartoon. We'll probably revisit this. This one attacks the media.
Yeah, their rhetoric. Their rhetoric
for
bullets.
8 years is nothing but Trump is Hitler, or Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Donald Trump is a Hitler. He's Nazi. All this rhetoric. He's a racist, and eventually, a crackpot is going to think like somebody had mentioned, and I can't remember who it was, that if you really believe somebody is Hitler, wouldn't you go back in time and kill him if you had the chance? But if they can convince somebody that's here is Hitler, even though it's unfounded, you're going to get a crazy person doing it at some point.
This is decades worth of propaganda.
Yes.
Decades worth of psyops.
Right. And here's the other thing, and as we get into this issue, I have heard, most recently, probably within the last 10 years or so, that the CIA has conducted a lot of assassinations. And they do it in such a way that it never comes back to the United States and never comes back on them. Who's to say that they couldn't do it in the United States?
Well, they're doing it everywhere.
Yeah. So you have to keep your ears and eyes open, and I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but you have to definitely look at this as all possibilities need to be open on this. And anyway.
Yeah, there are no coincidences.
Yeah.
Up there. No.
And this was just before he left office. Come and take it from my cold, dead hands. I should have said cold, bloody hands is what I probably should have done there.
Well, I know that's what everybody's saying in the comments, that you really screwed up on that one.
I know I really messed up. Go ahead and find me. I'll give your money back. How about that? This came out Monday. I did it last week, but
who's running the country?
Who is running the country?
And you can just see how disinterested our media is in any of this. They just blew off the primary that they had. Mm-hmm. We don't know who the president is.
No. Well, everybody knows, the media included, knows that Joe Biden isn't able to run anything. So why isn't this a news story? Why isn't this everybody? Okay, who's actually running the day-to-day foreign policy, domestic policy, all the things? Who's actually doing it? And who's actually making the decision? Is it Jill? Is it Hunter? Is it Obama? Is it Hillary?
It's the
Is it
ones
the
who kicked
CIA?
his
Is the
ass
FBI?
out.
What's that?
It's the ones who replaced him.
Yeah,
They're the ones in charge. It's the Democrat oligarchs.
yeah,
And there's some Democrat voters that are mad that actually like Biden,
yeah.
or they didn't like Biden as much as they hate Kamala, and they're saying, this is we may just Trump rage vote.
Right. Trump rage vote.
We'll
But
take
who
the
has
rage
been
votes.
who has been running the country for the last 3.5 years or 3 years? Who
Although
has?
it's the same ones, the people who shut down the counting of the ballots
Mm-hmm.
on November 3rd of 2020.
Right.
That is who's running our country right now.
And here's another one I did for alphanews.org. Who did I do that last one for? I did that last one for Swamp Monsters. Go to swampmonsters.news and check out their op-ed pieces. Some interesting takes on things. So this is Alpha News, Minnesota teachers textbooks. And then you have math, history, English, writing, science, civics, and he doesn't like it. So they change everything: gender studies, gay pride, Marxism, climate change, Alinsky, socialism, and that's much better.
Yeah,
It goes along with
no
what they
idea
were
why
doing.
we're so freaking stupid.
Yeah, well, they're doing this kind of nationwide, but it's a problem in Minnesota. Speaking of Minnesota, we had a conversation about Waltz. Waltz is in the bidding for vice president.
That says a lot. If somebody's willing to work as Kamala's assistant, and so is Kentucky's governor Andy Beshear.
Oh,
He's
boy.
a lunatic.
Yeah.
He's a lunatic.
Anybody in the Democrat Party today is a lunatic.
And every one of them, yeah. Some are a little worse than others, but
Yeah, some
all
of
them are.
anybody that has a shred of common sense is getting out and becoming independent. Who is that one guy that from Western Kentucky? Who's that guy?
Hey, let's ask a question. Let everybody answer. Do you guys think this was this attempt on Trump was incompetence or intentional, an inside job? Put incompetence or inside job in your comments so we can see. Well, we got Laura in the house and Charlie Hammer and Pepper. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we got in here. Inside. I don't know. There's several polls on X and on True Social asking that question. Was it incompetence or staged incompetence? However you want to say it.
Right.
Everybody knows it was like 90%, 98%. It was an inside job.
Yeah.
98%. Oh, Laura thinks it was incompetence.
Yeah. They're
definitely incompetence, but I think it's staged incompetence because you got that one video that came out today. You see the dude running across the roof.
Yeah. It's staged as incompetence. See, like I've said, they're able to put things together in such a way to where it looks a certain way. And I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying they have that ability.
Well, look at everybody they appoint. They appoint lunatics to every position.
Yeah. So how many mistakes can the Secret Service make? How many? There's just too many mistakes. They had the drone problem. They had the people leaving the roof that were supposed to be stationed there. People left the window that was supposed to. They were told to leave to go.
Branco, that's the issue. You got the most elite law enforcement agency on the planet. And they make critical error after critical error after critical error after critical error. Even a computer. If a computer has one critical error, it'll shut down.
Yeah.
But then with all these critical errors, they can't explain any of them.
Right.
I mean, a 20-year-old outsmarting them, how to get on the roof. I mean, why wasn't Trump up there? All these questions.
And he'd been there for an hour. And they suspected him for 30 minutes, and they still let Trump get on the stage. There's just a
Well,
lot of
I wouldn't mind. It wouldn't. I would not think less of Trump if he quit having outdoor rallies.
No, I wouldn't either.
It would hurt my feelings if he quit having rallies. I mean,
Yeah.
I want him to
I
be
don't
safe.
think that's
man.
going to happen. I think it's a
Well,
motivator, especially
he's
right around
motivated.
the
You can't
DNC.
stop Trump. You can't
No,
stop Trump. And
especially
that's like
around
me.
the DNC, especially around the DNC convention. You're going to want a lot of rallies around that time because these guys are going to be pouring the BS like you've never seen before, and he needs those rallies to counteract that.
It's going to be hilarious to see. There probably won't be a whole lot of difference between the Olympics and the DNC.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to fight inflation, or let's just twerk?
Yeah, what did you think about the opening of the Olympics?
Man, of course, like most people, I didn't watch it live, but those clips of them mocking God, I mean, the Last Supper, and then the pale horse, and then just all they had the woman, the beheaded woman singing.
Yep.
So what the hell?
Looks satanic.
And then you had one dude out there with his rig hanging out, standing by a little girl.
Oh,
All these, but one of the cool things, did you see that the 24 hours later, the entire that region around Paris, all the power went out, except for one church.
Wow.
One church. That's true.
That's really cool.
I'd heard about it, and I kept seeing these separate pictures, and I finally saw Sundance over at Conservative Treehouse posted. He had one of the bigger pictures where you see all the darkness, and then in the back you saw that light.
Right.
You can't put that light out.
No.
And I think God's flexing. I think
Oh,
God's flexing here. Notice how everything's coming out at one time. Everything is coming out. I mean,
It's like he's given people an opportunity to see and contrast evil and good.
Yeah, and it's like he's throwing holy water on Washington D.C.
which leads into the controversy of Kamala, and all those people got the memo to call Trump and Vance weird. Remember the weird? Everybody's weird now.
What? So
It's like they got a memo, and all the newscasters, ABC, NBC, CBS, are all calling Vance weird.
They do get memos. Like the day they announced it, they put out there was a sheet they were handing out that said she was never the border czar. Blah 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 blah. It was like, but
And
yeah,
they all did it. They were calling her the
orchestrated.
border czar. They were calling her the border czar like 2 months ago. 3 months ago, a year ago, they were calling her that. Actually, calling her that. Now they say, "Oh, she never was the border czar."
And the thing is, I got a clip where she's proud of her Indian heritage. She doesn't say a word about being black.
Yeah.
Not a word.
Not a
Let me see
word,
if I got
yeah.
that here. Yeah, it's number 3.
Okay.
But yeah, Fancy's right. The opening of the Olympics is a symbol of the decay of the West.
Yep. Absolutely. I'm going to take down the
A
cartoons.
lot of us think it's a sign of an alarm clock waking people up.
Yep. And
Well,
that was the last cartoon. That just came out, yesterday, about the weird thing?
Oh, that's it. I love that.
Yeah.
Was that today? I missed this one. Was that was today's?
That was today's. You gotta start paying attention, man.
Well, I figure you'll show me when I come on this broadcast.
You catch up, huh? No, this was today's. Did pretty well. People got it.
But it's perfect. I mean, and what's that? Rachel Levine, Richard. Look at Richard there. I don't call him Rachel.
No, Rachel. Yeah.
That is a lunatic, man. A man getting up in the morning and putting on women's underwear first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah, you have
that's not messed up.
You have, and then you have this guy here, who he was in charge of the nuclear waste. You have
the second one over.
This one here.
Yeah, you're the one who stole luggage.
Yeah, he stole luggage.
Yeah.
And then was wearing it around.
Yeah,
But
people's luggage to go try their clothes on.
you have all these mentally deficient people in his administration, and they have the nerve to call J.D. Vance weird.
Well, but you're seeing what they do. They create chaos. They are chaos. And it's reflected in the fact they don't have a single platform. They don't have one serious policy. And they're on their second candidate since the primary. Chaos.
Yeah, they didn't even know who they were going to run last week.
It has never been so obvious as it is now. It's never been so obvious.
Yeah.
And I remember back around 2012, I did a video. I used the word communist, and Glenn Begg's people told me, we can't use that word. I said, they're communists, man. He says, well, the liberal media really go after me. I said, they go after you anyway. Yeah. But anyway, what else? Yeah. I have number 2 is Trump with the ABC lady. Number 3 is Kamala being her.
Which one you want to do first?
Well, let's save Trump because we like him.
Yeah.
We don't
you
like
have this
Kamala.
other one up. It looks like
that's the background of that was another shot of the event.
Since we're on that, why don't we show it? Since we're on that.
Okay, we can talk over it. It's kind of long, but this is behind that building.
Yeah,
and you can hear Trump talking if Joe Down shut up. But this is a few minutes before. This is like 2 minutes
going on in this building.
2 minutes
something
before
going on in
the
this building. He just
gunfire.
said it. They know what's going on.
They know something's up 2 minutes before.
Oh my God. There's somebody in this building.
They should have instantly removed Trump off the stage at this point.
At this point, Trump should have been taken off. Absolutely. And that's why everybody believes it's an inside job. No, everybody knows it's an inside job. Because it's about everything now.
Yeah. Looks like you froze on me. Okay.
I froze. You froze.
Did I freeze?
We all froze. You scream, I scream. We all scream for ice cream. Conveniently incompetent. That I like that Laura said.
Yeah.
It's not conveniently though. It's intentional, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, fancy. There's so much good reporting on that from Benny, from Jesse.
Yep.
Okay, it's about 20 seconds away from the shots.
Yeah.
And they still had time to take him out. He'd already run across the roof at this point.
Make yourself small, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Jeez. How do you get that many shots off? I don't. It's crazy.
And then, did you see how long it was to that last shot?
Yep.
But anyway, I'm going to just turn it down with it. But this is
That last shot was a sniper shot, and look how much time went by.
Yeah. There's too many questions.
I'm going to take it down. I think it's.
Yeah, it'll make it seasick.
Yeah, I'll take my seasick pills.
Yeah. But yeah, we can't let them go on this. And the fact that Mike Johnson did not pick Eli Crane or Corey Mills to be on his task force is bullshit. I mean, these guys are the experts.
Yeah.
You don't have, and I mean, I called their office today and knew they're on vacation, And what the hell? You have this major historic event, and Congress hightails it on vacation. Well, it's on the books. We have to go.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, the thing about you got patriots out here who are struggling to earn a living, who make a fraction of what these jackasses earn, and it's their job to protect us.
Yeah.
But the American people are fighting back. We're not putting up with this.
Yeah. Do you see where Facebook was trying to censor that iconic Trump photo with his?
Oh, they did censor it and they apologized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure their apologies are so sincere, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, at this point, we can go ahead and the second one. Let's enjoy some Trump being Trump.
Okay.
That's one of the coolest things. And today, he went in that ABC with the Black Journalists Convention, and he was greeted with the most rude. He handles it. It's self-explanatory. It's number two.
I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
Boom.
And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money, they were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that black voters should trust you with another 4
I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here.
Boom. Yeah. Trump don't play, man. No.
Yeah.
So what we're going to cook today is
what happened here?
Oh, that was
the other one. You took the other one down. I was taking it down, but I hit the other one.
Yeah,
we have Kamala.
We'll blame you. We'll blame you for that one.
Yeah, blame me. I'll take the blame.
But that was so nasty.
Oh,
I mean, because I was, I didn't even know it was coming on, and I had it on Real America's Voice, which is where you should watch your news.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, okay, I'll check this out. And it seemed like that there was a video from the one black journalist said President Trump's going to be here. We'd invited Kamala, but she didn't show up. And it seemed like it was going to be a respectable thing. I thought, oh, this would be kind of cool. And then I was like, what?
And then she listed a bunch of things that pretty basically lies within the question,
Yeah.
falsehood
Why did
within
you
the
suck?
question that
You
she was
suck,
asking.
you lie, you
Yeah.
you hate
So
blacks.
why did
hate
you kill
women,
all those people? It's what people.
and you hate puppies.
Hmm.
I mean, that's the only thing she didn't say, I think.
How many kids have you killed? It's like just rancid questioning.
And
Which
then hold on, I got another clip right after that was she got through being nasty.
Mhm.
When she turned, she was talking to somebody else. He reaches over and grabs her water bottle and tightens it and puts it back. I swear, hold on. It's like, no,
you're gonna find that.
yeah, I'm gonna grab it real quick. Here it is. It's number 3, but you can tell because he's screwing it clockwise.
Right.
So he's tightening it. He's not loosening it like somebody said. Well, maybe he's just being a gentleman.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's real short. Number 3.
Okay. Number 3. Oh, there it is.
Watch you.
So what I wanted to say was the last time we spoke, you said some words that were prophetic. Because I asked.
Hold on. Let's see that one more time. We'll see an instant replay. Where's Howard Cosell? He's looking. He sees the ball. He grabs it. And he twists. He tighten it up. Let's put it back real quick. And there you go. Hey, I wish we could see her trying to open it. That's
I'm going to stay down. I got to fix my screen again. So maybe you could read some of those comments while I'm fixing my screen.
Your screen's fine. Won't you just play? Go ahead and play.
Let's do the
video real
Kamala.
quick. That second one.
Kamala.
It's short, but it's her. There's not about being black in this.
Okay.
No.
So what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so were you raised eating South Indian food?
South Indian food.
So, it's just me. What the heck? Wasn't expecting that. So yeah, she's definitely thoroughly black. So let's see who we got here. Charlie asked, where did the kill shot come from? Yeah, there's a lot of questions. We have a lot of those. Fancy pointed out that Trump's response in that hostile environment was very strong. Yes, it was. So who else we got here? Let's read some comments. And I assume Branco's coming back. I mean, it's his show.
I'm here.
There he is. I want to raise.
All right, I'll double you what you're getting now.
Hey, I do have. It's almost over. I got a really funny clip. It's one of the best clips from the RNC, and it's the priest. And a lot of y'all probably seen it. It's perfect. And Trump, you can see. I mean, this was his first night in public after he was shot.
Yeah.
And anyway, I've got it queued up.
I will play it.
It's a great pleasure to be here. Great pleasure to see President Donald Trump safe. And if I may, before the benediction, give you this promise. You're going to be so blessed. You're going to be tired of being blessed. I guarantee it.
Smile on his face.
Oh yeah, that's great.
They just tried to kill him, and the man has a smile.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think. I mean, now I'm going to be honest. what he's been through, that would have freaked most people out, including me. And they said, "You want to give another speech?" No, I'm good. I'll just give it from. I'll do a Zoom. I'll do a Zoom.
I'd be wearing a bulletproof vest over my head. That's what I'd put that vest on.
But it's like every time they hit him with something, you see the dust settling here. He keeps coming forward, and he's smiling. And you don't smile unless you know you are protected.
Yeah.
And then he's been posting more scripture. He posted. In fact, today it's the first time I've ever seen him post scripture all over on Truth Social. I was like, whoa. Let me see if I can see it real quick.
But I'm going through some of these comments. Hey,
go through
folks,
them.
thanks for all of the comments. They're great. Fancy, Laura, Simon, appreciate it. We're still praying for you, Simon. Thanks for being here. And we have a lot of things going over. Miss Nancy, hello to everyone. Tony and Joe, good evening. We missed you. Well, we missed you too. I really wanted to do the show, but last couple of weeks, but I'm glad to be back. And we're going to be back next Wednesday as well. So what do you got for us, Joe Dan? Anything?
All right, I found that's the scripture that Trump posted. He posted 2 Thessalonians 3:3. But the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen you and guard you from the evil one. That's what he posted today. No other comments, just the verse.
But look at what they have done to this guy since the Russia hoax and before. I mean, there's a list a mile long of stuff that they've been trying to get him on, and he has to have some kind of protection.
Smiling.
Yeah.
He's still smiling. Now we got a fun video. It's guys being guys. And they're having it's like a spoon fight.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something Joe Dan and I
do.
do.
Laugh. I promise you're gonna laugh. It's like, how that a spoon fight? That's stupid. Well, maybe it is, but it's funny.
Me and Joe Dan are gonna try this sometime. So just size does matter.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Right on.
Let's see what else we got. I love that.
I do have some older cartoons if we wanted to see. Yeah, actually, I want to show some of these. What time is it? What do we got here? We got about 5 minutes.
I got this one is great. This guy, I didn't show it to you, but I told you about it.
Mm-hmm.
This impersonator, he goes through multiple people.
Right.
And some of them are better than others, but most of them are really good. Number 3.
Number 3.
Missed me like a dog. It's sad what happened. They tried to take out your favorite president. Even Mitch agrees.
Well, listen, what you have to realize is, if somebody had shot at me, I simply would have frozen up completely, Barack. Now, we have to realize that in America, political violence of any form has absolutely no place, Ted.
If somebody shot at me, I would have been on the first flight to Cancun, Gavin. Now, Donald Trump may be a bully and a fraud, but violence has no place in this country, except if you live in California. Bernie, Mr. Trump, though he's a member of the top 10th of 1%, I'm grateful he's safe DeSantis. Listen, Donald Trump, he's the greatest president of my lifetime. I worship the guy. Thank God he's okay. Bill Clinton, I love shooting loads. I really do, Tucker. Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. I actually predicted the assassination, Dr. Fauci. Whenever you do try to hurt somebody, wear a mask. Make sure. President Biden, it's no Joe. We're going to solve this at the battle box. At the battle box, President Lincoln's safe. He's doing well.
He nailed Tucker.
Oh,
He
yeah.
nailed Tucker, didn't he?
Yeah. Boy, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I thought that was good. I'm like, wow.
Let's look at some of these older cartoons because they kind of tie in with what we're talking about here.
Okay, well, they kind of tie in.
Kind of tie in. I'll let you decide how much tie in they do.
Okay, I'll be the judge.
Yeah. All right. Remember this guy?
Who did he shoot? But he's the shooter
He shot
on
the Republicans. He shot
the baseball field shooter.
Scalise. What's that? Is that Scalise? Wasn't it?
Scalise, yeah, Scalise.
And he shot it. Well, I think Ron Paul was there.
Rand Paul.
Rand Paul, yeah.
I think that was about the same time Rand Paul got beat up in his yard while he was trying to mow grass.
Yeah.
Like, these people are crazy, man.
Yeah. And yet, you know, at the time, the Republicans and the Democrats come together and say, we're all Republicans now. These people are crazy. Now, if this would have been somebody that shot at Democrats, they would have tried to blame every Republican on the planet for the shooting.
They're trying to blame the Republicans for the Trump shooting. When they,
I know.
Oh, he was a Republican. He's a registered Republican.
And here's our mainstream media umbrella for Biden until they decide they didn't need him anymore. Remember the Durham report, energy crisis, border crisis, Hunter laptop, whistleblowers, the green agenda scam. All this stuff was protecting him. But I'll move on because that's...
And all these scams, I mean, from the Mueller report to the stuff today, all that is connected. Look at what they spent of our money to screw us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
And then there's the Russia.
I remember this one.
Russia-Trump collusion club. What's the password? Get Trump.
Yeah. Was that 2017?
Yeah, 2017. They were back at it then. Yeah, CNN, WAPO, Washington Post.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Get Trump.
Get Trump. It's all about getting Trump. And they're still trying to do it.
Jeez.
And then the assassin, whatever. Mainstream media, fake news, anonymous sources. Because that's what they are, media assassins. They assassinate anybody that disagrees with them. Yeah. Trump agenda, GOP.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, yeah, that shit's going to change. There's going to be a lot of changes. Trump didn't go through what he went through to get there to not kick. He's going. That's what he says. His success is going to be his redemption.
Well, this was 2017, and he was a little bit on the naive side on things.
I believe, he went in there and thought he could, with his personality and his business skills, he could, win over a lot of those Democrats until he realized they were Marxist communists.
And the Republicans fighting him, he came in with their agenda, what they said they wanted to accomplish. And then when he started trying to accomplish it, they were denying him.
Well, he exposed them for the frauds they were. I mean, remember the state of the Republican Party in 2016 or 2015?
Yeah.
I mean, from 2008 with McCain and Romney.
Yeah. And then this goes back to it. Obamacare, he was trying to save the patient. And then the Democrats were always telling him that Trump wants you to die, and he was trying to save people from it. So,
but did you see Seymour Hersh came out? Speaking of Obamacare, Seymour Hersh is that old school reporter. I mean, he's been reporting. I think he was a Civil War reporter at one point.
Yeah,
he's old, but he did a lot of reporting around Vietnam and during that era.
Yeah,
but he did come out when they. And did that report on the Nord Stream being blown up by us.
Yeah.
But then he came out a few days ago with a report talking about how Obama made the call to Biden on a Sunday morning, and he said, well, we've got Kamala's ready to invoke the 25th Amendment if you don't step down.
Right.
So that's why he stepped down. They never gave an official reason. I mean, and as Stephen Miller points out, that's fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to run a primary and do all this stuff, I mean, and then you just change your mind.
Especially coming out and saying just a week before saying he's sharp as a tack. I sat with him. He is sharp as a tack. And then the next week, he
but
can't.
See, all that is working in our favor.
Right.
And we should relish in it. I mean, and a lot of people are enjoying the popcorn as the Democrats implode.
Right.
And one of the funniest things I saw, should have had it. What we're seeing here is their propaganda colliding with reality. And now they got it reminds me of that old that Ayn Rand saying, you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the consequences of reality.
No.
And I think Jake Tapper has a new reality. I was watching a video of Laura Loomer chasing his ass down the convention hall at the RNC. Jake, when are you going to apologize? Jake, he couldn't get him. I mean, she stayed on him for like 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't give him any peace. God bless her.
Yeah. But, and then, of course, I've shown this cartoon of quite a few times. They came out with it last year because I was afraid for Trump's life because they were trying everything and they couldn't get anywhere with getting him. So I said their last resort is going to be a JFK type of situation, and sure enough, it happened.
I'm concerned, especially now that you had that Merrick Garland. He was interviewed last night or today, and he's emphasizing the Iranian threat.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we see that they're not above killing him.
No.
But now the question is, would they be willing to do like a 9/11 type thing to take out a whole freaking building or something?
These guys,
These
guys will do whatever it takes
do anything
not to be president.
Well, I'll tell you what, we gotta stick with the prayers. Stick with the program. Stick with the program.
Absolutely. And that Macron, that was in the news again. Let them eat more cake.
Did you see what? Who's the guy? Let me find this guy. It's funny.
Yeah.
What Archbishop Vigano? He's the one that he's a good guy. He's the one who got excommunicated from the Catholic Church, I think, for being Christian. But he put out a statement the other day, and where he was lighting up the Olympics, and he says, and this is it, quote, "It is no coincidence that the sponsoring revolting carnival is an emissary of the World Economic Forum, Emmanuel Macron, who passes off a transvestite as his own wife with impunity, just as Barack Obama is accompanied by a muscular man in a wig."
Yep.
That's from the Archbishop.
Yeah.
That's pretty harsh, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, as Manchester experiences a major terror attack, we interrupt our Russia-Trump collusion coverage for breaking news. Trump gets 2 scoops of ice cream while guests only get 1.
I remember that.
Remember that?
They were on him over every little thing. Remember he was in Japan and they were feeding the koi fish. Look, he just dumped the food. I mean, it was a scandal. It was a koi fish scandal.
They just it's the same thing they did to Sarah Palin. And then that brings me to J.D. Vance. They're nitpicking him to death, just like they did Sarah Palin. They even had a guy camped out who moved into a house right next door to Sarah Palin's family so he could sit and spy on them to find little morsels of things.
And arrest them over their little kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
But see, that's what's perfect. Their playbook never changes. And in fact, you can look down in Venezuela, and God bless the Venezuelan people.
Oh, yeah.
They got a mess down there, but they're fighting back.
Absolutely.
But Maduro got his butt kicked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did the same thing to Quayle. They did the same thing to Sarah Palin. They're doing the same thing to J.D. Vance. He's a graduate from Harvard who wrote a book, who came from humble beginnings. How do there's nothing they won't do, they won't say. And this is supposed to be the media who's supposed to be covering the news impartially, and they're not doing that. It's like they're nothing more than the mouth of the DNC or the Democrat Party and vice versa. And we just don't have a media anymore. We used to have somebody the big three used to call balls and strikes a little bit more impartially than they do now, and they're just
well,
not.
they pretended. They pretended.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
There's another cartoon from.
They were afraid. They were afraid to. They were kind of afraid to be too impartial. They were, but they would kind of, oh yeah, we can't go there. But now it's just all MSNBC is just disgraceful. This came out in 2017. This was this is Trump evidence. The box is empty on the Trump evidence. Hillary evidence is stacked up to here. And then he says, well, that just proves we should keep investigating.
Yeah, that's basically it. It.
Yeah, I got a hat like that.
Do you? Anyway, what we have to do, we have broken their ribs. They've got cracked ribs, and we got to keep punching and punching.
Absolutely.
And if you're not involved in something, there's some organizations you can get involved with. Trump Force 47, TrumpForce47.com.
Absolutely.
And that's cool because you don't. It's not like you have to do a whole lot. It's however little or how much you want to do, you can do.
What do they say? Force multipliers.
This is like you can pick if you want to get involved in targeted voter outreach in your neighborhood, calling targeted voters, poll watching, being a Trump captain, hosting Trump house parties, delivering yard signs,
right?
Those sorts of things. And then there's also protectthevote.com.
Yeah.
And that one is another one where you can be poll watchers. And that's where we have to sign up and get involved. We've already got a lot involved, but we want to run the table.
Yeah,
get back to too big to rig.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so hard. We have to have more voters than they can rig, because they're going to try it. They are. That's what all these Mexicans or not Mexicans, but illegal immigrants coming across the border from all kinds of countries that hate us. It's all about voting. It's all about getting them registered and then sneaking their vote in.
Well,
not being able to check it out.
I want to say something though, real quick. I think they're being very presumptuous to think that all these illegal aliens are going to vote for the Democrats. A lot of them are coming from crap holes.
Right.
I'm just saying, I don't think I don't want them to vote, but I think they miscalculate on everything.
Well, they're definitely miscalculating the Hispanic citizens of America. That's for sure, because they're
and the blacks and everybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, Trump appointed J.D. Vance since we were here last. The one thing I'll say is he was not my first pick.
Yeah.
But I'm from Appalachia. I grew up in the hills of Eastern Kentucky. And this is the first time I've ever heard on a national platform somebody mention Eastern Kentucky, the coal fields. So somebody that represents us.
Yeah, there you go.
At least in words.
He represents you more than your senator from.
Oh my gosh, we got two senators in Kentucky, and I live in Tennessee now. I grew up in Kentucky, but Rand's never come out and endorse Trump.
Yeah.
And did Mitch McConnell finally come out and endorse Trump? They're both pieces of crap. Yeah. I used to have an admiration for Rand Paul, and he's good on certain things.
Yeah.
But he's a strange guy. Anyway, I got
that does it for the cartoons. I'm going to take this down. You got a closing song, or you just want to
what
end
I
it
was
with it?
going to go get when I had to start talking again. How about Just going to grab one real fast. Probably something we've already heard, but we play good stuff so it won't hurt to hear it again.
Yeah.
But here is some I can't. This is not our big selection, so we can go with Alan Parsons, ELO, Ted Nugent, and Tommy Shaw.
Ted Nugent. He's a
we
patriot.
also have the Cars here. We haven't done the Cars.
Oh, I see. South Carolina girls here. Cars are good.
Let's do the Cars. I kind of get a little groove. South Carolina girl made it.
She made it. She's a little late,
About
but she made it.
It's about time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to order me a new green screen. This thing's falling apart.
I see it.
And it just can't. I don't know. It lasted me about a year, and then it just started giving way.
Well, I got all my hair cut off.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I'm just like the gray. It looks like I'm bald. I got that some gray and some brown. I'm like an old two-tone Chevy, and I never did like those.
I remember the days I was two-tone Chevy. Now I'm just one tone.
One-tone Loke. Anyway, thank you guys for coming in, and we're going to try to be more organized next time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you next Wednesday if everything goes right, and I don't decide to go on vacation again.
Yeah, you might.
I know. We'll hit this song.
I've read about those. See ya.
We'll see you later.
I can't do this way much longer, expecting to survive. Fancy innuendos, just waiting to arrive. It's such a wavy midnight, and you slip into insane. Let's get into rock and roll, I hear what you're playing. It's an empty sky. Always. was banana blue, it shot me in the sense. Think you're so illustrious, you call yourself intense. It's an orange sky, always it's some other guy. It's just a broken letter.